Hey everybody, Richard Neese here with Weicker Realtors of Space Place. We appreciate you guys tuning in to the Real Estate Rundown with Richard Neese.
And I'm Dominic Gill.
And
There
Dominic
we go.
Gill.
There we go. I got it up now. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Nice. We appreciate you guys tuning in. The Real Estate Rundown is a way for us to help good people get to a better place. The way that we can do that is by giving you information about buying, about selling. We're working with different cameras, so you have to forgive me. We're getting all high tech. Dominic's getting excited.
I'm here, trying to go and do something different, just multiple scenes and different things like that. So if there's any little hookups on it or whatever, keep in mind that I am trying to do this while in control. So if I'm looking down a lot like this,
that's right.
It means
checking it all out.
Checking it all out. That's right.
So like I said, the Real Estate Rundown is a way for us to help good people get to a better place. What we're going to do is we're going to give you information about buying a home, selling a home, building a home. If you want to buy a house on the courthouse steps, hey, we're here. We're going to give you the information to help you become a better consumer, essentially.
Absolutely.
We usually have experts on the show
sometimes
come in. Dominic's our social media expert. If you guys don't know Dominic,
says he was live.
I'll give him about 3 seconds.
Well, I think that we're hold on. It says we're live, but then it says we're not. What is going on here?
So I'm showing live. I got some folks on here. We got Kim Smith, Tony Quick,
there it is.
Jason Young, Cindy Rhodes. I got 10 other people I couldn't even see. You see how they're bunching them together there?
I know. It's crazy, and I study Facebook all the time because that's technically my job. So, the changes on all the time. It's a full-time job just keeping up with all the changes and the updates on the apps, the updates to algorithm.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got the whole Mark Zuckerberg and the privacy issue, everything.
We won't get into all that stuff.
I know. It's just you always got to keep up with it.
That's right. So we got Aaron Ayers, David Robertson, Shelby Francisco. You're live. I'm live. That's right. So we've got a really big delay on here because we're using a different software. So there's about a 5-second delay, actually. So it's hard for us to keep track of everything. Clay's giving you a hard time saying you couldn't come hang out with us.
Well, it wasn't really couldn't come hang out with you whenever you have 5 babies at home and then a pregnant wife, so you have to prioritize what's going on because in the end I have to go home every night to her, and if I was to leave her in her moment of need, I
understand.
It gets rough sometimes.
That's right. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. We're actually giving away 4 tickets to the Blumenfest. If you don't know what the Blumenfest is, it's an arts and crafts festival here in Coleman. It actually is on the campus of where I went to high school. It's a great festival. They've got monk's bread. They've got all sorts of arts and crafts. They've got fudge. They actually give away, I think it's a Jeep every year. I don't know if they've got a Jeep this year or not.
It's always been something different. I think it is a Jeep this year, though. I do believe it is a Jeep.
All right. We got Randy Wilson that jumped on here, Clay Taylor, Savannah Pate. Scared excuses, you Cajun or not? He's giving you heck now. He's giving you heck. So if you guys don't know him, I actually I spent a little time out at Smith Lake with one of my good buddies, Clay Whitaker. We're doing some masterminding with a group that we've been working with. It's actually Dwift, if you see him posting stuff about that. Steve Swiger jumped on here, and so he's talking about Coleman, people coming into Coleman. They better watch out. He's just saying, we're trying to put together people and show how great Coleman is, what a great investment it is, because it's a great place to live, and we're hoping to bring some more affordable new homes to the area.
Absolutely. Yeah, we had several incentives of doing that, working with several builders out there. My background is in construction, so a lot of our conversations between me and Richard is it's like, why do they do this, Dominic, and why do they do that? Right. And so a lot of times I just feed them a bunch of nonsense of saying, well, that's because of the flange and the ceiling fan.
The pipe stretchers. JR's watching. We got to watch out for the pipe stretchers.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Chris Green, we appreciate the love, brother. Thank you for getting on here. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Brandon got kicked off. We're having some issues with it. But please share. We're going to give away 4 tickets to the Blumenfest. Free passes to get in if you guys hadn't been. So if you'll share, if we get 20 shares, we'll give away all 4 tickets to one of the people that shared it.
Absolutely.
That sound good?
That sounds good. It's going to make me work after so that I have to do a drawing.
Well, that's right. And we also have some Monster Jam tickets. So if we get 25 shares, we'll give away both the Blumenfest tickets and the Monster Jam tickets.
Got 4 Monster Jam tickets.
That's right. So if you guys are interested in that, I think that's Saturday. Is that right?
It's Sunday.
He's been waiting on that. Like since he was 12, he's been wanting to do that.
See, whenever I had other tickets, I was pitching to my brother-in-law. I was like,
That's
hey,
right.
because he's got 10 kids, literally.
Yeah.
He has 10 kids. And I was like, hey, I had a few Monster Jam tickets. You want some? He's like, when is it? And that's whenever I just started dropping the Sundays.
I got you. So we really appreciate both Nick Lee from the Coleman Weather Page and Ron Jr. from WKWL for getting us those tickets.
Well, I'm glad you came by my house, Clay. With my wife liked the kind of the beachy scenery and stuff, and I got the purple tattered LSU flag waving out there.
That's
we were talking about I have an American flag as well. That's
Yeah, we need to replace that.
It's pretty worn out.
Yeah,
I keep it. I fly it all the time. And I was asking Richard. I was like, I need to dispose the flag properly. And he's like, well, you can take it down to the
VFW.
The VFW.
Yep. And they've got a place that you can actually dispose of it.
And I was like, well, I need to bring my LSU flag in too.
I don't think it's on the same category there. But anyways, on our weekly radio show on WKUL at 10 a.m., we were actually talking about
No, it's Gravedigger.
so apparently we're just let's do that after the show. All right? Let's give him a little bit of, we got plenty of entertainment. Let's give him some education first. Brett Campbell, we appreciate you jumping on here. Nathan Haynes, Chris Green, thank you guys so much. Please share. While we were talking on the radio show this morning, it's really a hard area to go into when you start talking about new builds, new construction, because people kind of classify builders into certain areas, and of course they can do all of it. Mm-hmm. Like with the Geronimo Silva or Dubberly Construction, they can do a custom build or they can do a prefabbed home. But most of the time, if you're dealing with a builder personally, it's going to be a custom build. And a lot of folks may not know the difference in that because they're going to see a prefab builder. We've got several in our area that kind of specialize and streamline their processes, which it's a great way of doing things, but you don't get that custom touch.
No.
So you bounce back and forth off of that. A custom build is obviously going to cost a good bit more, right?
Well, absolutely. I mean, there's just so many factors in there because what you put on the original plan doesn't always translate to what the final product is. I would say 9 out of 10 times it does not.
That's right.
Your original plan. So as a builder, you have to take that in consideration.
Absolutely.
You have to, because in the end, if a builder doesn't make money, they have no business being in business.
That's right.
So a lot of people, they jump back when they say, whoa, why is it so much more money? They get really sticker shocked at that.
That's right.
But they don't understand that the factor of their taste is going to change throughout the process, and that taste becomes more expensive most of the time. So
Clay, I appreciate that on the shirt. Randy, Roll Tide, brother, I appreciate it. But yeah, a lot of people don't realize the differences in it. They don't realize that the more, I mean, it's really simple when you start looking at wholesaling items, getting items in bulk. If a builder can build the same house 10, 20, 30 times consistently,
they perfected the formula.
They're going to perfect the formula. Mm-hmm. They're literally going to know exactly how big each 2x4, how long it needs to be. They're going to know everything about it, and they're going to be able to buy and cut supply costs because they can buy more of them. So you can build that house for maybe $110 a foot in certain areas, whereas if you're building a custom home where we're changing angles, maybe you have some, if you've got elderly family members that live with you, may need bigger doors. There's certain things that cost more money that people don't think about. All they see is, well, it's square footage. Well, square footage does not equate across the board.
No, absolutely, especially when you talk about the type of square footage it is.
Because Geronimo just jumped on here. We're actually talking about you, Geronimo. Talking about some of the custom builds that you do. We appreciate you tuning in.
And I got your tickets too, Geronimo. So just want to let you know he hooked you up. So
that's right.
I'll be getting with you later on that.
We'll take care of you. Alex Ponder got on here and Craig Riddle. Thank you guys. We got Heather Baker. Some new faces. Please share. Dominic's got some passes in his right hand, and it's actually Blumenfest tickets. If we can get 20 shares, we'll give away 4. If we can we'll give away Monster Jam tickets if we get 25 shares. So please share.
You said 20 earlier. It's 25 now.
Okay, let's go with 15 and 20 then. 15 shares for the Blumenfest tickets and then 20 for the other ones.
That'll work.
That sound good?
That'll work.
All right, so please share. We're talking about new construction. and the differences between a custom build and a prefab.
Hey, Dusty,
and we
good talking to you yesterday. I forgot to call you back, and I'll hit you up before this week's out.
And we haven't even gotten into spec houses because we're talking about totally different things. You know, you have certain companies locally that have 4 or 5 plans, and they may build 1 or 2 of those at one time and let people preview a model home, things like that. But you also have builders that are going out there and building spec homes. So they see what's on the market. They're usually working with a good real estate agent. And they see what's on the market, what people are responding to, and they say, I can build that house for this price, and we don't have to pick and choose or let the buyer themselves come in and have to make decisions. We'll build the house for you, and then you buy it after that. You see that pretty common?
Yes, I do.
You do.
Well, you know, I was
you tied up there.
Well, you know,
it's all right.
Just
man.
some feedback from Miss Kathy. From Miss Kathy, much appreciated. Much appreciated.
We got Matt Weaver on here. We appreciate you jumping on here, brother. Like I said, please like, please share, please comment. If there's Geronimo built some beautiful homes, awesome extras and details. I agree 100%. You know, I had Clay go into one of the. Actually, we're going to hold it open this weekend. The house over on Sharpen.
Yes.
It's a gorgeous house.
Absolutely.
I love that outdoor patio area where you can have a grill out there, outdoor kitchen, anything you want. It's a good size house, right at 2,000 square feet. I mean, it's a beautiful place. So Sabrina Whitehead got on here. So we got a couple different areas when it comes to new builds. You've got the prefab, which are going to be typically lower in cost.
Yes.
The drawback is you're not going to get to pick what you want. You can't change anything.
Yeah, it's like here's a list. You can pick this finish, this finish, this finish, and they usually will incentivize some of the finishes on there based on the amount of the cost that they can get it at, and the markup they have on it, so they actually discount it in a way so that because the markup's so high, because they usually buy things. I'm not going to say they buy seconds, but it's definitely not first grade material that they use on it because they buy in such bulk. You got to mix on those, but a majority of the ones that I've seen, I was not impressed with the quality of the product.
But typically, you're dealing with a different customer than a custom built home. I mean, if somebody comes into a prefabbed home, they're really looking.
Now, there's a difference between prefab and specs. Now,
yes, we're easing into that.
Okay.
So we got the prefab where it's really a sweet spot. The builders found that this square footage for this plan always works well. They can build the most house for the least amount of money, and a lot of times they pass some of that savings on to the consumer.
Right.
So when you see a new build out there that is it's lower price, maybe even lower price than some resales. I mean, some older homes. You've got to think that's what they're doing on that situation. And it's nothing to say about the quality. The quality may be there. They may be great homes, but you're definitely not going to have the custom touch.
Right.
And then you can explain a little more on the spec homes.
Well, the spec home is basically a home that's built by the contractor, by the builder, specifically for their own, I guess, their own design and everything. They control the costs completely, and that's whenever they go through and make sure that it meets their budget so that they can be competitive in the market because of they're actually controlling the costs themselves.
But they're not scaling that. It usually it's just 1 or 2 spec homes as opposed to having the plans.
Oh, yeah. You do. That's a quick way of going broke if you do quite a few of them at a time.
Exactly. So I mean that's one thing, and then you also have the custom built homes like we talked about. I love you both, and the real estate rundown. I'm watching instead of. Holy cow!
The Thunder's in the other room right now. We'll be watching that after.
Dominique's in the live feed right now. Okay.
I think that's why my wife's not watching. But is she watching?
I think she's checking out the game.
Yeah, I think she's watching a game right now.
But please share, please comment, please like. If somebody's looking to buy a new home, especially from the stuff today, please share it. Somebody may listen in, not understand all the different features of it, and we can go into more depth. We can talk about some of the. Some builders just build on the lake because they found their sweet spot there. Some people just build subdivision homes. But a lot of custom builders, they'll build on your home, or your land. They'll build on your land. They may buy a couple acres and build a few different houses, different plans, or build a subdivision. But those can still be fairly custom.
Right.
Down at the half. That's pretty tough. I was watching, it was tied up. But like I said, we're actually giving away some Blumenfest tickets. So if you guys please share, please like. Dominique's going to look through all of the shares, and then we're going to give away 4 of them. And if you guys haven't been to the Blumenfest,
volunteered me.
That's a great time. I think you guys go every year, don't you?
Pretty much every year, yeah. I actually attend mass at the
Man, you
St.
don't give away your
Bernard.
secret.
Do what?
Don't
I'm not
give
giving
away
away my secret. I'm just saying I'm throughout the years I've always been very active around all the monks up there at St. Bernard.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're just such great people. And you went to school there.
I did.
But I've a lot of them actually seen us grow up. And like Brother Charles, I talked to him. That was a while back that he was just saying, he's like, man, I'm seeing you with kids. He's like, I remember seeing you as a kid. He's like, so it's real neat whenever you've been there for so long and you have that kind of ties to it. So it's one of the highlights of my year.
Yeah. So we've gone over a good bit of information about new builds. If you guys have any questions, please comment. You can also PM me after the show if you want to call me, 256-708-1511. You can find me on Facebook. Yeah, you'll see me at open houses. We've got a big open house blowout that we're going to be doing this weekend. We're picking out some houses. We're going to have somewhere between 5 and 6 houses being held open around the Blumenfest because we want to show how great Coleman is, not just with the festival, but also the homes in the area. Absolutely. And we're lucky enough to have 2 brand new construction. They'll just hit the market on that Friday. So this will be a chance for you to be... That's right. This will be a chance for you guys to get in and take a look at them. I've got some folks coming down and helping me. It's going to be a great time. You're going to see signs everywhere, balloons everywhere. We just want to showcase how great Coleman is.
Absolutely.
So you got anything else on that?
No, man. I'm just thinking about what's going on in the other room.
I got you. And you're talking about the game, of course. So we'll get the Blumenfest tickets.
The game.
So once we get through, we're going to look through and see who all shared. So you still got a chance right now to share. No, hey, we appreciate it, Clay. Thank you, man. We're going to work through it. So 30 units is my jam. I like it. So we're going to give this away as soon as we're through with the show. We're going to go through all the shares. Please share. Please comment. Please like. If you guys don't have any questions, Clayton Bodley.
Somebody who didn't share, I'm doing it right now.
That's right. Kelly Cole Ward, please share. We're talking about new builds. You guys can go back and watch it if you didn't catch most of it. We always try and give some good information. We bring in experts on the show. We talk about real estate. We talk about motivation. We talk about business.
Right now, we only got 8 shares is what I'm seeing.
We're in trouble. We're going to share real quick. We've had a good amount of people on the show the whole time, though.
Right.
So as soon as it hits, you guys tuning in.
Absolutely.
All right. So you guys have a great night. Oh!